Hi, this is Denise with PaperKraftD, and today I'm going to be gathering some supplies for a journal that I'm creating using two kits from Anna Torres, who is Lace Boutique 1 on Etsy and Anna's Wonderland on YouTube. The kits I'm using are the Bella Spain and the Crushed Velvet kits, and I will include a link to both of those kits in the description box below, as well as part one of this 6-part series where I do a kit share. So let's get started. Okay, so I've pulled a few things to go with this kit. I'm looking at this really beautiful kind of old book. It has lost its spine, so I'll probably just take the covers off and I'll use those as a base for journal. I really love this little piece right here. This is like, I don't know, I think it's like a piece that, you can put on a dresser or something, and it has this, it's just really beautiful. And it's lined, and I don't want to destroy this. I'm not going to cut it up, but I'm thinking this would be really cool as like the cover over the book, kind of like that. And I think the colors go really nicely with this. I've also got this other vintage tassels, which I think would be a lot of fun to include in here somewhere. I've got this, which I just absolutely adore. Just really reminds me a lot of my my grandmother, and I don't know why exactly, but I just think it would be really pretty in this. I printed some of these documents on some different papers. So I printed the envelope. This is some glassine paper. So I just simply taped this using some washi tape to just a regular 8.5 by 11 sheet of paper. And I'm just going to throw that away. And now I'm going to cut this out, and I'm going to make, this little glassine, this out of the glassine envelope. So I think that'll look really, really pretty. I also printed this on some glassine paper. And I think this will make like a really cool, I'm obviously gonna have to take off that edge, but I think this will make like a really cool, like little glassine envelope type of thing. So probably do something along those lines, something along that line. We'll see exactly what I come up with. I printed this one on some vellum, and I like that it has like a translucent quality, so play around with that a little bit. And then I printed a couple of the documents on some just like some newsprint, some very inexpensive kids newsprint, and the colors are kind of perfect for like a look of authentic older documents, so I'm gonna play around with those a little bit. And then this one's kind of interesting. This is a sheet of just some photo labels. So I thought this would be kind of fun to play around with and see what I can do with them. I just printed this digital on there. So that could be kind of fun to kind of play around with this. This is glossy photo paper, but they're like a rows of little labels. I don't know if you can see the labels on there. Yeah, hopefully you can see the labels. So see what I come up with that. Okay, so that's what I've got so far. And what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna start off, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to fold these in half like this and glue them. And then I'm going to, cut them in half, because I think that size is going to be better for this book. And then I'll mix that up with some, I've got different lined paper, blank paper that's got, I forgot to mention these. I pulled this whole stack of papers that I had made myself. I have a video, and I'll put the link up there on how I made these. But this is just using some old notes from Spanish class that I had taken at FSI. So, and I really love the way they turned out. They have like this really beautiful lacy effect. They have a lot of grunge, and I think they'll go really nicely with this these kits, and it'll provide some papers for journaling. So you can kind of see this one as well. I don't know. There's a lot to choose from in here. So I'll be going through these and like I said, just seeing what I have and what I want to include. So I've got those papers. I've also got an illustrated Spanish dictionary. I really love this one. I love that it has like little illustrations on the sides. So I'll probably pick some, cool pages to include in here as well. So, yeah. Let's see what I come up with. Anyway, so that's kind of fun. And I might have some photos that I might include as well. So we'll see. We'll see what I come up with. But I'm going to start by going ahead and folding these pages in half and seeing, what we have there. Okay, so I just took the covers off the book. It was really easy. This didn't have a spine already. So all I did was take my, straight edge tool and, go, right along the edge. I like standing it up like this. And then I just took the tool and went, down like that. So those are off. And what's nice about this is then this gives me a reference point of what's, how big the pages more or less should be. So I went ahead and I started folding these pages, and my intention was to, tear these in half. So that would give me a little smaller than this. So I started then folding some of them lengthwise like this, because this is almost exactly the right width, and then I'll just cut them off here. So that's what I'm gonna do. I'm just gonna take my ruler, and I'm just going to tear the edges here. I like the torn edge look. I like the way that gives it some texture. All right, so I got that, and then I'm gonna use this as a guide, and there we go. And then I have a shorter page, and I can even use this for ephemera. I don't necessarily have to use it as a page. And then I've got a page that's just about exactly the right size. For these, I'm going to go ahead and do what I was planning on doing. So, just going to use that as a guide. And then, let's see. There we go. And these are going to be, they're about the right width. They're going to be a little bit shorter than these other pages. So, and I'm tearing them into single pages because I'm going to attach them a little differently. All right, so now with these, I've got this one, this one, and then I did this one long ways like that because you can see the orientation's really good for that. In these, the orientation really didn't work the other direction, so I think I'm just gonna either cut out the ephemera or, you know, just make a page, you know, from the part that makes the most sense. So I've got those two. I've got this one. I'm thinking I'll go over here, kind of over here in this direction. So I think that'll look really pretty. These I put on some thicker, or actually I just backed it with some coffee dyed paper. This is just about the right size width. And this one's almost perfect, so I might just use this as a page as well. Might use this as a page and then fold up the bottom for like a little pocket. And then the tags, I back them with some thicker cardstock that was just garbage. I had, you know, tried to put it through the printer, it was too thick. And so, you know, it was kind of buckly. So I just use it as a, you know, a backer for this. And then I used some strips of coffee dyed paper on the back. And I'm just I'll cut those out. And these are gonna be, of course, bigger than this. So again, I can either just, you know, cut them off, or I can fold it up and use it as a pocket. So yeah, so I've got some decisions to make on those. Okay, so this is the cover of the book that I took apart. I just trimmed up the edge a little bit so, you know, it wasn't so rough. And then I just added a little bit of some washi tape along the edge. Just going to add a little bit of glue stick to this just so it stays nicely. Just add it on the edge like that. I'm just going to burnish it down a little bit. And this is really just to cover this edge right here, this inner edge. Most of this won't be seen. Just going to burnish that on both sides really well. Oops. So I could even that up a little bit more. That's the nice thing about glue stick, is that it's pretty pliable for a little while. Okay. Great. Okay, so the next thing I need to do is create a spine for this journal. I've decided upon a 2-inch curved hidden spine. So I'm not going to do that in this video because this is, I think, a good length for this particular one, but I'm going to have some more videos after this in this series, part 3, part 4, and part 5, that'll show how I create the curved spine and then how I create a hidden spine and sew the signatures into that hidden spine so it doesn't show on the final journal. You don't see the signatures sewn into the spine on the outside. So I hope you'll join me as I continue along with this Mother Mary journal series. I'm really excited to share it all with you, and I hope that you will follow along. If you enjoyed this content, I hope you subscribe to my channel. I'd greatly appreciate a thumbs up and a comment if you care to leave them. It really does help my channel. And I want to thank you so much for joining me today. Again, this is Denise with PaperKraftD, and craft on!